May I request Mr. Aulbur to please come, Chairman, India Council on Competitiveness and Managing Director and CEO, Roland Berger, to please come on the stage for the closing remark. So please join your hands together and welcome him. Thank you.
And when Wilfried finishes his remarks, we're just going to get into the next segment. So we'll close this room for about 20 minutes and reset it, and we'll move into the Porter Prize segment. And that's where the most exciting part of the day would actually start, where Mike actually speaks, and we're going to have some interesting thoughts. But Wilfried, over to you.
Yeah, friends, I think first and foremost, thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us the whole day. It's always quite challenging to have one session after the next, but I hope and I think that the speakers that we had today, the panels that we had today, were helpful in order to make sense in an increasingly volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. We had an opportunity to discuss what is important in this world for the country, for us. We talked about focus, whether it's 3% of the landmass in China driving 75% of exports, or whether it's the distinction between Coke, Sprite, Thumbs Up, and Red Bull that Rajiv talked about. We talked about the challenges that we have in the country in terms of scaling up infrastructure, in terms of scaling up education, and also government reform. We've seen good examples of government reform, encouraging examples. How do we make sure that that happens across the board? We talked about the necessity to marry Indian flexibility with attention to detail, the necessity to create not only make in India, but made in India, meaning get over a Jugaad perception and the Chalta hai perception, drive quality in everything we do. We talked about the relevance of MSMEs and potentially also the need of a certain size even for these companies, because at the end of the day, they have to be able to invest in education, in training, and in quality. There was a rallying cry saying that industry and government needs to work together. This is not one against the other. This is not sort of the government going after the capitalists and making sure that money is redistributed. If India is to succeed, we have to work together. One of the opportunities that we've discussed was in a panel on defense, a great opportunity to create national heroes. We have companies such as Tata. They just have finished the approval for the Kestrel, the first amphibious vehicle in India. We have Bharat Forge. We have other companies that can become local national champions. We need those champions to drive employment, R&D, and also brand recognition for India globally. We talked about the Internet of Things, the fact that manufacturing will change, the fact that we as a country need to find answers to this change to make sure that we remain relevant. We also mentioned earlier on in the day that it's not only about high technology, it's also about leather. It is about textiles, it is about sugar, it is about construction. We have 1 million people per month looking for jobs, and that's in an environment where the 5% unemployment rate that we saw just a second ago is de facto unreal. We have massive underemployment in the country. So the need to find qualified employment for everybody in the country is as pressing as it has been for some time now. And last but not least, I was very, very happy to see a strong pitch for the EU. Right? The EU is probably a little gray-haired, just like myself. But definitely, if you look at the trade statistic, it is a more important partner of India than the United States. It's definitely an area that we can or should focus on as well in order to drive business and employment for our companies. With that, I would like to thank everybody again. I'd like to thank Amit for doing an excellent job, Neera and her team for doing the organization, making sure that everybody is comfortable and has enough to eat and places to sit and all those things that are, at the end of the day, very, very important, as well as all the speakers. It could not have been possible to have a relevant event like this without you. So thank you again for coming, and look forward to the next part of the day. Thank you.